Welcome back to another video. Dean does stuff. So what we're going to do today is, with a bit of luck, install this little mud guard onto the back of my 750 X-adv, and this is a 2025 model, so it's the newest model. And yeah, this is a straight out of the box. I don't know how it works, same as you wouldn't. Just going to give it a go and see how easy it is to install it. I think colour wise it's going to match in to the plastics of the bike, so that's nice. The only thing that I am considering is, let me show you. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks guys. So the issue I've got with this aftermarket rear hugger is this system. So you've got this plastic shroud that covers the entire chain, and I'm sort of in two minds, because once I remove this to install this, because obviously you're swapping one for the other, you're going to have a sort of a piece sticking out here and here that you could have mounted something to. It's just going to sort of be empty. So what I'm actually considering to do is, once that's in there, is to cut this piece somewhere, I'm not really sure where, and install it. So this just goes over the top perhaps. So we'll see how it works, but it could be that I'm going to cut away this section, possibly up to here, or maybe up here somewhere, and then this bit will go underneath this bit, and then I'll literally pop rivet them together, so this actually all becomes one piece again. So you've still got that protection around the chain, stop all the crap going all over the wheel, and you've got, you know, it's now nicely covered and it looks a bit OEM. So let's get this original guard off. Right, so let's start by removing these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to leave these in order on my little bit of carpet, so just in case they're different sizes, which at the moment they seem to all be the same size. Yep, they're all the same size, so that's good. Now, as I say, no idea how this fits in. Oh look, there's another little cheeky at the back there. Right, let's just show you so you can see for yourselves what I'm doing. Is this screw here is coming out. Yeah, it's fingered loose now, so that's out. Same size again, so don't need to worry about that. And there we go, we've exposed it. And this is what I was talking about. So you're going to have this sort of little lug sticking down, and also another one underneath, which you could actually remove. These two are removable for whatever reason. So let's have a look at the rear hugger now and pop that in and see what it looks like. Why not? Actually, here's something. In the wind, this has already happened, look. So dirt has already got itself blown in there, look. And when this is going to be fitted to the bike, all the dirt is just going to sit there. So I'm thinking about just drilling a couple of big holes in that to allow the water and all the crud to disappear on its own. So here we go. Let's line that up. Well, there we go. Now we've got a good idea of what it's going to look like. So, instruction manual time. I've got a big load of stuff delivered all in one go, and some of the stuff looked like it didn't really have any things with it, but this did. And it says you're going to need a 4mm Allen key and a 10mm spanner. Well, that's not a problem, we've got all that near me. And then Okay, so it actually screws onto the other side as well. It's interesting. So there's going to be, oh, I see. Let's see if you can see on the camera this little, let's take that right off. So in here, you see, it's going to be up here where my finger's wiggling. Let's see if you can see it. Up there, there's another one, another nut there, which you're going to have to take off so that we have to loosen it. I see how that's designed. So we're going to have to loosen it so that we can then hook this through and then do it back up. So you don't actually have to take the other one off. You just have to loosen it. So I am going to suggest that, let's have a little look. This comes out, and then this one seems to go on the inside of it, and you're going to use these bits. Well, that doesn't say what order they're in just yet. There's a little spacer, and then this. Maybe the plastic washer first. I'm thinking plastic washer, spacer, locking nut, which obviously you're going to have to do later once you've spun this around and done the other one up. And then it said it was a 4mm Allen key, which I've got somewhere. Did it say a 4mm? Yeah. Yes, a 4mm, yeah, I've got that. And a 10mm spanner. So we can do those up a bit. Let's do it. Yeah, well, actually, look, it still spins. So I hope that's right, because should that move around like that? Don't know, maybe. Or maybe that plastic washer goes in between. Let me just have a quick read. Doesn't show me which way round these need to go. So let's have another go at that. The plastic washer first. It just seems like it's flopping around like a witch's tit. Well, we'll go for that. Oh, it's windy. All my stuff's getting blown around. Right, so I've attached that, and what I've done is I've done the plastic washer on the outside, and that allows a bit of movement in there as well. So that should go back in there, like so. I think, oh, it's just caught on there now. Let's go round to the other side. Hopefully everything won't blow away, me included. So let's get that lined up in the right position. And as far as I can see, it's just a matter of returning the original screws into said places, which I'm going to do with my gun. This is weird, very weird. So basically, it's all going to just flop about, isn't it? It's not holding on to anything. So I'm going to say that this is a bust for now, because currently I can't actually use the original bolts because they're now not the correct size to fit through these holes. I'll show you. If I do these up, just can move around everywhere. So that's a bit of a bust, isn't it? I'm going to have to literally go out and buy a load of something to stop that. What it wants is it wants little rubber grommets around those, perhaps. I'm not even fully sure about that. And a washer, because otherwise they can't do themselves up. So there we go. I think we're going to have to stop the video there because Givi rear guard thermoplastic ABS is a bit of a bust. I can't install that now without going and buying more bolts or adapting the bolts I've got. So I'm going to see what I can fashion in the shed, and if I can, we'll get back to it and see if we can finish it off. Okay, so I think I've got a solution for the fact that these holes are the wrong size. I've got these crush washers, which you can see here, and they actually fit in the recess pretty well. So I was hoping to just squeeze them in with these grips, which one has worked already, so I'm hoping that the others will work too. So that's two. So can you see that, how they're fitting in there? That's two in, two to go. That wasn't too bad. So the next problem I think we're going to face is the fact that now we're going to need a washer on each one of these, and I've only got a washer that's too big realistically, and it's going to look ugly. I've got these, they're stainless steel, but they fit over there, which would mean that they should work. But just temporarily, until we can go and get some nicer ones, I think we'll just use them. So that's one. That's two. I hope this is in the right location. Yeah. There we go. What a faff, eh? I've got to say, I've been, up until this moment, very impressed with the products from Givi, but this is a bust for me. It's just not got the correct stuff with it, and the fitment is a bit out as well. I'll have to undo that one a little bit, and then really have to push that in the up into position. God, it's really quite difficult. Well, it's weird. It's tight, but it's not. It's not tight. I think it's on the crush washer. Yes. What a faff. You see that? It's still not pinching it tight. I'll show you this and you'll see what I mean. It's just out of line quite considerably, which is no good. I wonder whether that could be moved, the bracket the other side a little bit, but I think with a little bit of jiggery pokery it will go in. But, you know, should we be jiggery pokerying to just install these things? I think not. I think it should just be aligned and fit nicely straight out of the box. be honest with you, I'm having to probably go and source my own nuts and bolts for it. So if I'm honest, I'm not that happy about it. And this side, the way this little bracket has been set up is also not great, I would say. It's right in there, and I've got to undo this nut down there and then slide it round. And then can you see how close the nut and bolt that they supply, can you see how close that is to the tyre? So I'm also think I would change that for a different one. I just think that the nuts and bolts are just the wrong sizes for the application. So yeah, it's a bit of a disappointment that. And I think I'm going to have to just go and buy a bunch of screws to fit it on properly and go from there. Bit of a bum. Rubbish. Right, it's the next day and fitting this stupid mudguard has got a bit serious now. I've actually had to take the back wheel out because there is a bolt here that goes in here where this silly little bracket is supposed to go, and it was in there so tight it actually rounded off, or the spanner, so I had to get a socket on it, and the only way to do that was to get the wheel out. So I've got the wheel out now. What a drama. All this just to fit, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nuts and bolts. And have a look, I've drilled a couple of holes in there to allow the water out, because that's clearly going to get full of water otherwise. So yeah, if you're going to be buying the Givi rear guard thermoplastics ABS for the 2005 Xadv 750, I might just give it a swerve. So yeah, what fun. What a nightmare. Right, final verdict on this Givi mudguard. I think it looks the part. I quite like it actually. But as far as fitting it, just a complete, I mean, I think I spent more than an hour and a half in total. Would have been a bit less if I wasn't trying to film it in the beginning, but ultimately it wasn't really worth it. So that's the final look. And I think it does look nice on the bike. I think it suits it, but definitely wasn't worth the aggro. So I thought, as a little summary, I better show you what I ended up with. And this is what the end result was. So I ended up buying these, I think they're stainless steel bolts, and I think they look pretty good. This one here just slightly goes inside the plastic, but in reality there's a metal washer behind that, so that can't go anywhere. And the same to be said for the bolt that's inside there, that one there. And of course the two holes I made for the water to escape are working well. And then this side, much the same. So I've replaced this one for a stainless, and inside, let's see if you can see in there. So I ended up with a much shorter bolt, so it doesn't stick through and it's less likely to touch on the tyre. And to be honest, in the end, the same would be said for the final bolt, which is down, see if you can see, it's down behind there, just below there. Hopefully you can see that. I ended up replacing that for another stainless bolt. So all told, I had to do quite a lot of stuff to get that to fit on there. So a couple of trips to the DIY store to find the right bolts that would fit, that were the right length and the right size head, and also yeah, just a whole lot of mucking about that was totally unnecessary. Essentially, in my opinion, the holes on the plastic of the actual mudguard are too big. So if they were smaller, you'd just be able to screw straight in and this would fit very well. So there you go, that's just wanted to show everybody that little bit of the saga of fitting this hugger. So having ridden the Xadv now in a bit of light rain, so standing water on the road, I would say, this is the result. Obviously it's all dried up now, and it was light rain. This wasn't sort of a heavy rain situation. And this is the amount of dirt that gets slung up the bike. And this is with a mud guard on there. So I'd hate to think what would happen on the back of the bike. I imagine if you've got a pillion rider on the back, they're going to be like, their legs are definitely going to be covered in it. So yeah, I think, if I'm honest with you, it's more of a visual thing on the back of the bike and not really something that really is doing a good job of keeping the rain off. So in conclusion, the whole experience of the Givi rear hugger has been a bit of a waste of money and time, but I think it looks quite cool. So was it worth the money for the tiny bit of coolness that no one's ever going to care about? I don't think so.